Have you ever wondered if animals remember? I mean, truly remember an act of kindness, not just for a day or a week, but for a lifetime. Today, I want to share a story with you that might just change how you see the world. A story that suggests that kindness creates an echo that can last for generations. It all begins in the beautiful, rolling hills of Bavaria, with an elderly woman and a chance encounter that would forge an unbreakable bond. Picture this: a quaint little cottage nestled on the edge of a sprawling forest. One crisp morning, an elderly woman, let's call her Hannah, was tending to her garden when she found a young deer, its leg badly injured, lying helpless at the edge of the woods. Her heart went out to the frightened creature. Instead of leaving it to its fate, she carefully approached, speaking in soft, gentle tones. With painstaking patience, she cleaned and bandaged the wound, brought the deer fresh water, and left it some food. 4 days, she watched over it, offering comfort and care until the deer was strong enough to stand on its own. With a final, knowing glance, the deer limped back into the safety of the forest, and Hannah returned to a quiet life, the memory of her woodland patient warming her heart. She thought that was the end of it, a simple act of compassion for one of God's creatures, but she was wrong. It was only the beginning. The winter snows melted, and the first signs of spring began to breathe new life into the Bavarian landscape. One afternoon, as Hannah sat on her porch enjoying the mild sun, she saw a familiar figure emerge from the tree line. It was the deer. Its limp was gone, its coat was sleek and healthy, and it was looking directly at her. It didn't come for food. It didn't come for shelter. It simply stood at a respectful distance in her garden, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. Hannah's heart swelled. The deer stayed for a little while, then vanished back into the woods as quietly as it had appeared. A promise had been made, and a promise had been kept. And so, a tradition was born. Every single spring, without fail, as the world reawakened, the deer would return. It wasn't just a fleeting visit anymore. The deer would bring its own family. First, it arrived with a mate. The next year, a tiny, spotted fawn trotted nervously behind its parents. Year after year, the family grew, and every spring, they would make their pilgrimage to Hannah's garden. It became the highlight of her year. She would come out to greet them, never getting too close, never trying to tame them. It was a relationship built on mutual respect and a silent understanding. She was their friend, the one who had shown compassion when it was needed most, and they were her yearly reminder that kindness is a language that all living things understand. This beautiful, silent ritual continued for years, a quiet testament to a single act of goodness. They grew old together, Hannah and the original deer she had saved so long ago. The years etched lines on her face, just as they turned the deer's muzzle gray. Their meetings were the same, a quiet, peaceful communion in the garden. She would talk to them, telling them about her year, and they would listen, their large, dark eyes watching her intently. It was a friendship that defied words, a connection that ran deeper than species. Her neighbors knew of the spring deer and marveled at the yearly spectacle. It was a local legend, a living fairy tale unfolding in their midst. The deer were a part of her life, and she, in a way, was a part of theirs. But as we all know, time is a river that flows in only one direction, and even the most beautiful seasons must eventually come to an end. One spring, the flowers bloomed as they always did. The birds sang their joyful songs, and the air was filled with the promise of new beginnings. As expected, the deer and its family emerged from the forest and made their way to the familiar garden. They stood in their usual spot, their heads raised, waiting. But the cottage door remained closed. The porch was empty. The woman who had been a constant presence in their lives, the woman who had saved their patriarch all those years ago, did not come out to greet them. Hannah had passed away peacefully during the winter. The world had kept turning, but her part in its story was over. But the story doesn't end there. In fact, this is where it becomes truly extraordinary. The deer did not leave. Instead of turning back to the forest when their friend didn't appear, the family of deer stood there. They stood there for hours, a silent, solemn vigil in her garden. They waited. It was as if they understood, as if they were paying their final respects to the kind soul who had shown them such profound compassion. They were honoring the memory of her kindness. Her neighbors watched from their windows, their hearts aching at the sight. The deer, who owed this woman nothing, were giving her the most beautiful tribute imaginable. their loyalty, their presence, their unwavering memory of her goodness. After a long, quiet wait, the deer finally turned and walked back into the woods. But the following spring, something amazing happened. A new generation of deer, descendants of the one Hannah had saved, emerged from the forest and stood in her garden. They had never met her. They had no personal memory of her touch or her voice. And yet, they came. The story, the memory of kindness, had been passed down. It had become a part of their herd's history, an instinct, a legacy. Goodness, it seems, has a memory that transcends a single lifetime. It has a force so powerful that it can be woven into the very fabric of a family, a herd, a community. An act of kindness performed decades ago was still being honored by those who had never even witnessed it. This story makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you wonder about the small acts of kindness we perform every day. The smile to a stranger, the helping hand to a friend, the comfort offered to someone in pain. We may think these moments are fleeting, forgotten as soon as they happen. But what if they're not? What if every act of goodness creates a ripple that we can't see? An echo that continues to resonate long after we're gone. Kindness is never wasted. It plants a seed, and you never know how tall that tree will grow, or who will find shelter in its shade years later. So I want to ask you something. Who showed you kindness when you needed it most? Think back. A teacher who believed in you, a friend who listened when no one else would, a stranger who offered help when you were lost. We've all been touched by the kindness of others. It's a debt of gratitude that we carry with us. The real question is, how have you honored it? Have you paid it forward? Have you created your own ripples of kindness in the world? The story of Hannah and her deer is a powerful reminder that our actions matter. That compassion is a legacy, and that the best way to honor the kindness we've received is to extend it to others. Let's all try to be someone's Hannah, to create a memory of goodness that will last long after we're gone. Thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this beautiful story with you. If it touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. And I'd love to read your own experiences in the comments below. Who showed you kindness that you'll never forget? Let's fill the comments with positivity and gratitude. Until next time, take care and be kind.